Welcome back to another episode of Way Too Wifey. I'm your host, respectfully Gabby, and in this podcast we talk all things dating and relationships in this modern day. And if you are new here, hi, I'm Gabby. I'm an online dating coach where I help you transform your confidence to live your best lives inside and outside of relationships to become the most magnetic version of yourself. Are you the type of person that attaches way too quickly in relationships and then you're left like, what just happened? Was it me? Is it something I did? Was it something I said? I'm telling you, this program is meant for you because I have seen so many transformations. I used to be the type of girl who would attach way too quickly in relationships, and then I was left absolutely heartbroken, shattered, wrecked. Trust me, it does get better if you are willing to make the change and put in the work and put in the effort. I promise it does get better. But if you're curious about this dating program, I have an 8-week transformation program where you can book right now a discovery call. If you're serious about this, book a call. And if you do decide to book with me, that money will be added towards your total package. So it's a win-win. If you are willing to make the change today, head over to my Stan link in my bio or in the episode description, and I am waiting for you. Okay, otherwise I have other packages, like if you just need help, need advice, whatever the case is, I'm here for you. Guys, today I'm actually the most depressed and upset that I have been in a very, very long time. I am not okay. I don't know if you can even see this from the episode, but my eyes are so puffy right now. I tried to put on makeup to make it look less puffy, but I was sobbing last night because I was watching One Day on Netflix and no one warned me how sad this show was. I was like, oh, this is a cute little rom-com. I'm super excited. It's based in the 90s. It's based in London. This is so my vibe. I start watching. I'm like, this is great. I'm hooked. They got me hooked. And then the last couple episodes, I'm like, what the fuck was that? I'm sorry. Maybe I just didn't read the episode description. I was just bought in by the accents. I started watching, was hooked, got towards the end, and I literally stayed up binge watching the show. I woke up in the middle of the night at like 3 a.m. and just started sobbing again over this Netflix series. I felt like I was going through another breakup, and I just like was so unwell after. And it's like, I'm not going to spoil the ending, but like, it's so sad. And if you do plan on watching this, just know that you are going to cry a lot. Still feeling the remnants of watching that last night. I'm not myself right now. I'm going to be honest. I'm still thinking about it. It kind of really screwed me up. And if you just know that this is your warning, if you do decide to watch this movie series, and I keep calling it a movie, but there is a movie, apparently I just learned that today. If you do decide to watch the series, just know you have to be in a safe space to openly and freely cry. I've never cried so hard over a movie series, anything, like bawling my eyes out. So this is your warning if you do decide to watch it. It's fantastic, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful series. They did absolutely everything fantastically, but it's so sad. Okay, anyway, I just had to rant about that because I honestly feel the need right now to join a support group for this movie because I woke up so depressed after that. Like, actually need to like find some kind of happiness in today because it was so sad. Anyways, you guys, besides the point, let's just get down to it. Get down to business. Okay. Today, if this sounds like you, this is the episode for you. Are you the type of person that puts your own needs second, that wants to make everyone else happy, wants to appease everyone else, will play into everyone else's, what they want to do, what their opinions are, what their feelings are, and then put your own needs, thoughts, feelings, whatever, on the back burner? Does this sound like you? Because today we are talking about people pleasing. This is something I have personally struggled with for a really long time. I don't do this anymore. I'm very, 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 very good at saying no when I don't want to do something. I'm very good at setting boundaries nowadays. But It took me a really long time to get to this point because I'm always the type of person that just wants to like keep the peace. When I have a very strong opinion about something, then it's different. But if I'm like more go with the flow, whatever, I'm gonna keep everyone else happy. And then it's just like at the end of the day, it's like, damn, did I even get what I wanted out of this? And it took me a really long time to realize what was actually happening was because I was trying to make everyone else happy, keep everyone else like in a good mood, that I personally wasn't getting enjoyment out of what we were doing. And like not necessarily not enjoyment, because I think that like I can have fun and do like have a good time in basically any situation. I just think that comes very natural to me. Is certain situations, especially in romantic relationships, where I felt like I had to go overboard to try to like prove and make someone else happy versus making myself happy first. So if you fall into the category of people pleasing or trying to keep the peace, please hear me out on this episode, okay? So we're going to start off with a little bit of a story time. Used to have this friend who would do the absolute most for all of her friends, all of her loved ones, all of the guys that she used to talk to. She would go the extra mile, and everyone was like, wow, this girl is so wifey, she's so whatever. But she would always end up in situations where she would get fucked over in the end, where they would take advantage of her niceness, would basically be walked all over from the people that she did talk to. And she was such a caring, nurturing person, but she did not take into consideration her own needs. And so whenever you try to make everyone else happy, whenever you try to bring the peace into every situation, but then you forget about your own needs and forget about what you need in order to be happy, if you're not even taking the time to consider your own needs and what it's going to take to make you happy, no one else is going to stop and think about you. No one else is going to stop and think about your needs. No one else is going to even consider that you need anything, because they're so used to getting things from you. You play the role now in their lives. Okay, well, she's willing to give me everything, so why would I pour an ounce into this? If she is so willing to give me her all, why would I for a second stop and think about her? Just put that into perspective. And it sounds shitty, but if you're giving everything, it's like, okay, well, my needs are taken care of, so I'm assuming that your needs are also taken care of since you're taking care of my needs, right? But that's not how that works. If you don't set some kind of boundaries, if you don't set some kind of line, if you don't make the expectation that you have needs too, and that's not necessarily telling people what to do, right? It's like, hey, I'm a fucking person and I'm gonna draw the line at some point. If this is taking from my energy, then that's fine, but I've got to be able to get something back from this exchange. It has to be a mutual exchange. If you are not getting absolutely anything out of where you're pouring your heart into, you're pouring your heart into the wrong places. What you need to be doing is taking care of you first, right? And I think a lot of like moms fall into this because they want to give so much to their kids, but you can't pour from an empty cup. So if you're feeling empty and drained and your energy is low, you first and foremost have to make yourself a full person before pouring into anyone else's cup, because they're just going to take, and they're not going to leave you with anything besides a drained cup. That the more that you're pouring, the more people are just going to take from you. You have to draw the line somewhere in order to like be like, hey, I'm a real person, I have needs too, sorry I can't do this for you. And being okay with saying no. I've become the fucking queen of saying no when I don't want to do something, and it may be a situation where you're going to hurt someone's feelings, but the person that is willing to walk all over you because you don't have boundaries and they're mad now that you do have boundaries is not the type of people that you want in your life. The type of people that respect your boundaries, it's only going to make the two of you closer and bring you together, and they're going to want to pour into you equally because they see that you value yourself and your own needs first. Setting boundaries is absolutely essential if you are doing the people-pleasing thing. You want to keep the peace. You don't want to rock the boat. I get it, right? But what is this really doing? Because at the end of the day, you feel drained. You're resenting that person. You feel like your needs aren't being met. You feel terrible about yourself. And what did you really do all of that for? Because you're scared that someone will reject you. It's like, the only people that will reject you for not doing what's going to please them is the people that benefit from you not having boundaries. So keep this in mind. If you do struggle with people pleasing tendencies,